and I used to run these guest lecture programs. One of the people we brought in was this guy, John Pearson, and he was this really well-known producer's rep. He started the careers of like Spike Lee, Michael Moore, Richard Linklater, all these people. And so he comes in, I'm hanging out with him, and I drop him off at the train at the end of the night. And he tells me about this project he's doing in Fiji, where he's moving down to Fiji for a year with his family and taking over the only movie theater on the small Fijian island and showing films for free, taking away the door price. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And he was like, yeah, you should, if you're not doing anything, you should like come down to Fiji sometime next year. And I was like, really? Wow, that's awesome. Okay. And now, with a little bit of hindsight, like with a little bit of time in between me and that situation, it occurred to me that probably he was just being nice and just thought it was like a nice, funny thing to say to some kid that he just met for like, one night in Philadelphia, and didn't actually think that his offer would ever be taken seriously and be taken up on it. But I didn't really understand that at the time. And I was like, wow, he really likes me. He really wants me to come to Fiji with him. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So about a year goes by, and I win the end of the year film fest at school, and I got all this money, and I was like, oh my god, I could take this money and go to Fiji. That would be amazing. So I sent him an email, and I had this crazy idea. I was like, oh my god, I could premiere my student film in Fiji at his theater. That would be like the most amazing thing. So I sent him this email. I was like, hey, I got this great idea. Why don't I come down to Fiji? I'll bring my film, a bunch of films, and we'll do like a little like student film screening at your theater in Fiji. And he's like, oh, that sounds really nice, but I don't think it would work for this reason and that reason. This reason. I was like, don't even worry about it. It's totally cool. I'll take care of it. I got a ticket. So I headed down there, and it was funny because he had mentioned before that I could stay with him. Yeah, we have a really nice house, really nice. And I was like, oh, P.S. in the email, is it still cool if I stay with you? And he wrote back, no, you can't stay. So I go down there with a friend of mine who had strong-armed into coming down with me, and I'm just like, no, he's really nice, you'll really like him, we're going to have a great time. And so he invites us to come to his house, and we're going there in a cab. There's only one road on down. We're going there in a cab, and on the way there, this like young white girl comes out and starts like waving the cab down. And we were like, is that where we're supposed to be going? I know he's got a daughter, maybe that's her. And the cab driver was like, well, that's not the address you gave me. We're like, all right, let's go to the house. So we go there, they're not home. We figure that was probably them. We start walking back. All of a sudden we see this truck barreling down the road. We step aside to let it go by. It screeches to a halt. Dust goes everywhere. And we hear someone go, next time you see a fucking white girl waving at you from the side of the road, do us a favor and fucking stop. And I was like, oh my god, who is this asshole? And the dust clears and the window rolls down. And then, hi Ted, it's John. And I was like, oh fuck. This trip is gonna suck. so we go on, I'm like, he's like, who's your friend? I'm like, John, Doug, John, hey, how's it going? And so we end up going to this party with them, and he tells us that Steve James, who directed Hoop Dreams, is coming to make a documentary about him and his family, and he's gonna be there for our film screening. So it ups the ante for the pressure a little bit, and the next day I'm like, okay, we should like test our gear and like get ready to go. And we brought this like crappy little video projector. We spent all our money getting there, and we brought this video projector that a friend of ours had stolen from his school, and it was just small enough to fit in a bag. We brought it down, and I went and plugged it in, and as soon as I plugged it in and turned it on, it exploded. And I was just like, oh my god, I had to buy the cheap converter, didn't I? I was like, shit, what are we gonna do? So I'm telling people at the hotel what happened. Well, first off, we called John, and I talked to his wife, and she goes, hold on, let me tell him. She comes back, and she goes, he doesn't think that's his problem. And I was like, oh god. So we actually, by some miracle, I'm gonna cut this short, we actually found a guy on the island who was able to fix it. Long story, but basically, it worked out. We got it fixed, and we take it over to the theater, and I am really psyched. I'm just like, we're going to show this guy. We did it anyway. We did it without him. Like, we totally found somebody to do this. We saved the day. We're going to make this thing. It's going to be so awesome. Then he's going to think I'm cool. Then he's going to be, like, really excited about the fact that I came here and did this and made this documentary about him so awesome. So we go to the theater, and Steve James and the film crew, they're filming us. We turn on the video projector, and it explodes again. This time on camera. And I was just like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? So I'm like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. And I got my friend Doug. I'm like, okay, you take the projector to Sam. He's the guy who fixed it. He's gonna go over there and fix it. I'm gonna go to the hotel. I think there's this thing there that we can use to do it. And then Steve James, the filmmaker who brought us films where he watched kids growing up with nothing in the ghetto struggle for 5 years to try to realize their dreams of playing professional basketball. Made another film about a guy who probably molested this kid, but I'm going to fight it for him and make sure he gets a fair trial. This guy comes up to me, puts his arm on my shoulder and goes, "Give it up, kid." That was it. Thank you.